out there. I didn't even update my Instagram. I've been too busy fucking running around. I just dropped them all the soccer practice.
Oh.
That.
Oh, we're live already.
We are, yeah.
Oh, shit.
I'm just going to let everyone know. Stream is live. Oh, that's in the wrong chat.
We're live.
There you go. Oops.
I think Vim will put the most recent. Oh, yeah, he did. I'll put it in the other chat. My other crypto chats.
There's Nick. Oh, what the?
Up shrimp paste.
Yeah, that's right. You can just hear us. I was about to type to him. Let's see who else comes in here. We'll give everybody about 10 minutes before we start jumping in. Just go to my save screens here.
I mean, honestly, if no one jumps on and we just talk to each other and record it, I'm literally fine with it.
Absolutely.
I know people are gonna watch the replay anyway.
Oh yeah, for sure. There'll still be a value add on content level. What I need is a big Bitcoin painting behind us, though.
Oh yeah, we need those Bitcoin pillows.
Totally. Yep. Yeah, these sea turtles aren't going to do. I need some Cardano pillows and some Bitcoin pillows and some Ethereum pillows and some XRP ones just to mess with people. I'm just going to post one more place real quick because I did not update Instagram today. Oh, looks like we'll just post that in MV Crypto as well. So let's see what we get. Hey, John. Welcome. All right. We've doubled our audience.
I think last time we had almost 20 people.
We did, but that was also a Friday night.
That's true.
So it was a little easier to get people, especially on a pandemic Friday night.
Oh, yeah. Now it's nice and sunny. People can go and do things.
That's true.
Restrictions aren't as tight. So.
Unless you're a nerd like us and you just want to sit around and talk crypto. That's all right. It's only 6:02. We'll give people like at least 5 minutes here, and then we'll see where we're at.
Just make sure I'll check if there's any more recent news. I think I just saw some positive news with India.
Yes, there is great news coming out of India, actually, from what I'm hearing. What's up, Kang? Vinny, welcome, boys. We'll get started in just like probably another 5 minutes, just to give people a little bit of time. This is some of the images I want. It shows it really nicely. Wyckoff distribution, Wyckoff.
That's a good one.
Accumulation. Oh, there we go. There we go. That's good. If you know it well, I'll let you talk to that stuff because you're way better at this stuff than I am.
Oh.
Let's see. Get a let's go trading view. Perfect. Here's dollar, and let's bump that up to.
I think the 4 hour is a good one.
It's like 4 hour onto.
Or
let's go daily, just because we can get a little more data on here, because then we can just do a little side by side against these guys, right? We can see what it looks like.
I'd be interested to hear where you think we are in that too.
Yeah, man, absolutely.
Because I haven't. This is like still technically my first rodeo.
All good, man.
So has this happened? This has happened before.
This is a classic pattern that was established like years ago. Like this isn't even crypto specific.
Mm-hmm.
So it's.
Have you felt it in crypto before though?
No.
Okay.
It was my first time getting hit by this as well. So it's yeah, it was not very nice. Because I definitely got fooled by it until I saw this. But when I saw this, I mean, we were sitting somewhere in the we were already into the high 40s when people started talking about this. But even the people that were talking about it were not thinking that it was actually going to happen. They were like, "Oh, this is strange," but nobody actually thought it was going to happen for real. That's the accumulation, and this is this, and this is the actual Wyckoff event, because it does match it very, very closely. If I can get a bigger version of this.
We gotta get Shrimp Paste on here. He's the TA guy,
right? Yeah, he's been killing it with his TA.
I'm the fundamental guy.
you switched over, have you? That's supposed to be me.
I'm the gut feeling guy. But I can't teach you guys how my gut feels.
Right?
I trade based off gut feeling.
Oh, we got a few new people. What's going on, Johnny? And
Vic should spam voice videos with this link.
That's a great idea. Everyone else does.
That's true. And people send like,
shill in all their projects.
And then the arbitrage fake scam group.
Oh my god! Whoever's doing that arbitrage thing, I mean, they are on everybody's channel. It's crazy.
Like Altcoin Daily, like Davis, Chico, like everyone.
All right. So should we jump into things, or what do you think? Should we give it time?
No, I think
let's jump in.
Yeah, we could jump in.
Yeah, let's jump into it. All right. Apparently there are 9 people though.
Nice.
I count 9 though. Victor, John, Vinny, Kang, Johnny, and Esther. And then I don't know if we count this.
Maybe
there's some shy people though, because not everybody's posted on here.
Because they haven't.
Yeah. Oh, there's my brother. What's going on, Hitesh?
Yeah, we need Vimmel.
Yeah, right. We're falling apart without him here.
Yeah.
All right, so let's jump into things here. So, well, first off, welcome everyone. Appreciate having you here on MV Crypto and
For the People Crypto.
It's great to have people to chat with outside of each other, because we get bored of each other eventually, and it's just nice to share information and do it through a medium like this. And so, thanks for spending your Thursday evening with us. So we've got a few topics that we want to discuss, but this is an AMA, so we're here for you guys. And feel free to post up anything you like in the comment section, and we'll do our best to catch it and answer any questions you might have. But what we wanted to start with was just the market volatility. Obviously, everyone's been freaking out a little bit about that, and well, not a little bit, a lot. I mean, when you have an over 50% correction,
Us included.
yeah, no joke. Like, I mean, we've been in this for a while, and myself for a few market corrections. But even I got a bit worried because, to be honest, like to see the market close below the 21 weekly EMA, which has traditionally been a bull market indicator. Falling below that on a close was hard to see. Now closing below it on a weekly and on a monthly candle was really hard to watch. But do I believe the bull market is over? My firm answer to that is an absolute no. You don't see a market top with the type of chart pattern that we just saw. So I'm gonna try and do something here. I wanna share a screen here, and you know what? Sure, let me just share the entire screen. Oh, does it let me? Okay, it doesn't look like it wants me to, but let me just share this screen to start with. So I hope you guys are seeing that. So this is the Bitcoin chart that we obviously have been seeing over the last. What are we up to here? You know what? Let me bring it back all the way to the beginning of the year. Right here. Perfect. Okay. So obviously we saw this insane run from around 17,000 to 1720. I think it was just over 20,000 at the beginning of the year. I'm believing it's December here now, but we were just over 20,000, and then we saw this amazing run all the way up to almost $65,000. And you see this chart pattern here where you have this very even rounded top. That's just not the way a bull market ends. Bull markets end with blow off tops, especially when you see a run up of this magnitude. And it's not just in crypto that you would see that. You would see that in every market. There's no market that can have prices go up by a magnitude of like 300% within 4 months. And then just slowly kind of meander at the top and then drop off. That's just not the way they work. Now there are a lot of theories out there as to like, well, what happened? Like, were we manipulated out of our positions here? Were we manipulated all the way up and all the way down? Well, if you look at this chart, and I don't know if it's going to let me share multiple charts, but I'm going to bring up one other chart here. Let me share something else here. Yeah, it doesn't look like it wants me to share multiple screens, so
can you share your entire screen?
I tried to do that.
Just click that.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Okay. Sorry, guys. Super rookies here. Apologize. It's oh, there it is. Okay. Go away. Okay, so I'm going to bring this chart back up, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring up this other chart here. Okay, so this is a Wyckoff accumulate distribution schematic. And if you look at this, it's amazing how close this is. Like, I mean, you see this incredible run up in phase one, and then a bit of a sell up, a reaccumulation phase, and then move upwards, down, and then upwards again to a higher high, and then a little bit of more reaccumulation, and another test to the top side, and then a tragic fall off, almost right back to where you start, right? What does this look like? I mean, if we start here at the end of January, bang, 1, 2, 3 tests upward, just like in a Wyckoff accumulation. Test down, and then okay, like maybe the market's coming back again. No, and then bang, just an absolute ridiculous drop off to the tune of about 54-55%. And it looks almost exactly like this Wyckoff accumulation. This Wyckoff accumulation, by the way, is something that was discovered in the 1800s by Wyckoff, obviously, and so he noticed this in all markets when they're being manipulated, because what this is it's actually following market psychology. it knows. I mean, the market psychology is something that doesn't change. Technologies change, the different types of markets. I mean, Bitcoin obviously being a new market, but psychology just doesn't change. And when things are going parabolic, people have the same behaviors, and when they're dropping off, people have the same behaviors. And that's why the 4-year cycle is such an important thing to me, is because I don't think that anything is going to be different. What I do believe is that, no, you know what? I'm going to say what I do believe. What I'm going to bring up next. Actually, Brent, do you want to talk to this at all? And that you look at a lot of sharp patterns.
I would say this one definitely just caught me by surprise. I have seen a lot of people talking about it recently, and it came to light just when everything started to crash. So I'm actually not as familiar with this as opposed to my regular kind of TA and those typical patterns, just because this is like a more of a broader scheme. And I've been involved in crypto for probably about just over a year now. So I haven't experienced anything like this. But yeah, were you gonna let people know like where you think we're at, or?
Yeah. Well, I wanted to share one other piece, because right after Wyckoff distribution event, the next thing that comes around is a Wyckoff accumulation effect, right? And so if we look at this, this is like, this is the tragic bottom that would have been right here, right? And now you're seeing this kind of like up and down movement, just like this, kind of up and down, up and down. The part that's going to be, hold your stomachs, guys, because it's going to feel not so very nice, is in a traditional Wyckoff event, is you have one more push that should push below this level. And I know that's really hard to hear, but there is a chance that could still happen, where we have this one more tragic sell-off. I don't know, maybe the US comes out and starts talking about trying to ban fiat on-ramps like they were talking about yesterday. Not gonna really happen, guys. I mean, we'll talk a little bit more about some fundamental things that are happening that tell me that's absolutely not the direction they're choosing to go down. But it's called the spring event, and that feeling that you're going to get when this happens, just remember that this is the springboard, which then pushes us back upwards. And these upwards movements will again start pushing towards the all-time highs and send us on our next phase of this bull run. So where do I think we are? Well, this kind of feels right, kind of right in the middle of phase B. That's why I still think we still have this other one last gut check to come before we have happier days.
Yeah. I think we are relatively close to the same area. I do think there is a possibility that we do see lower. Actually, a high probability that we're probably going to go there, which is why I have a nice little stack of USDT waiting for that.
Yeah.
And once that happens, you're gonna feel like crap. But
you just exactly stated what the cure for feeling like crap is having a small little bag of cash to buy, because when you're in a dollar cost average strategy, which I think most people in this group are, as it's something that we've talked about a lot, when you're able to buy at prices that are like ridiculously low compared to where we were just a few months ago, you're happy about that. Like, I mean, it's kind of sick to watch your portfolio drop off by that much, but it feels good to actually add to your stack. And when you start looking at your portfolio at Bitcoin value, which is what I do, every time I just turn off the USD value, I only look at it at Bitcoin value, and your Bitcoin value is increasing because you're able to buy at cheaper prices. You feel good about it, and so I think what your USDT bag is actually the cure for the sick to the stomach feel when we get accumulated downwards. Because you definitely do feel sick to your stomach. It's never an easy thing watching your portfolio go super red like that. Yeah, but no, I think that's a pretty good indication. And you can see that now we're sitting at right around the $36,000 mark. Where do I think it'll go? I think $28,000 will be yeah, right around there. That feels well, right?
Yeah.
Somewhere in around the $28,000 mark will be our spring event. That is an absolute pure guess on my part, just based off of that feel and things I've just seen happen. But outside of that, I have no TA whatsoever to back that up.
At least you're honest.
Extremely. Right. Okay. So let's come off of this a little bit. I'm going to stop sharing this. We might share some other stuff later on, but let's come back here. So that's one thing that's been happening is Wyckoff distribution, and I proud of you guys for not freaking out on the group chats. I know pretty much everybody that's on here is on the group chats, and everybody took it like almost like veterans. I saw a lot of you guys preaching the dollar cost average in by the dip, which was awesome. And sometimes it became by the dip to the dip. Doesn't feel as awesome. But you know what? We are still in the middle of a bull market. I am 95% confident of that. But honestly, there was one other thing I wanted to show you guys on TradingView, and this is more so where a little bit of analysis on years past, and I think this chart goes back far enough. I'm going to make it a let's go weekly, because I want to go back a little bit further and show what happened during not the 2017 run, but right here. Yeah, this run right here. So let me just make this a little more obvious by zooming in. But this 2013 run, and the funny thing is that when I've been watching a lot of analysis from people I follow that have been in this market for a lot longer, that actually lived through 2013, most of the people in the space were saying, like, you know what, this feels more like 2013 in terms of its actual behavior compared to 2017. Right, and the reason for that was just like, look at the number of solid green candles. That has never ever been matched. Not in the last bull run. Never ever in the Bitcoin patterns has that been matched outside of this year, where we had this many solid green candles in a row. And what ended up happening was that, I mean, you can see like this went from this candle here at about 160 all the way up to 260, but then finished the month at $38. Damn. Like, imagine that. Like, that was an over 80% correction that happened back then. And then it just kind of meandered for months, right? And then bang! I mean, it went from that low of 38 to over $1,000, right? So like, this is where I think we are. I don't think we have months like this though. I don't believe we're going to be going sideways for 4 months like we did back then. Too much
good news going on.
There's way too much positive on the market. Way too many amazing things that are happening with the institutional levels, but not just institutional. Institutions feels like almost passe. It's kind of like, whatever. Another company bought Bitcoin. Another hedge fund bought Bitcoin. Big deal. Now we have countries buying into the Bitcoin standard, and that's where I want to take this discussion. Let me come back here, is to the discussion of what we've been seeing with different countries. And so we've been talking a little bit about obviously El Salvador. El Salvador, what they did was amazing, and I just want to take a few minutes to talk about the legislation that they actually passed. The legislation was not just to say that Bitcoin is a currency, but they also made it mandatory for vendors to accept Bitcoin. So people don't have the option to say, I don't know about Bitcoin. This is like, stay with the US dollar, which is what they run on. El Salvador does run on the US dollar. And so they're forcing the Bitcoin acceptance with their vendors. And they're also forcing a unit account. So what that means is that when you go to the store, things will be priced in US dollars, but also a Bitcoin value. Yeah, and so if you go to the store, like to buy beer for some satoshis, exactly, it'll tell you exactly how many satoshis it is to buy your beer. Plan B. And Plan B is looking like more like Plan A for El Salvador. And El Salvador, it's always amazing when a domino drops, just like when the first hedge fund came into crypto. The top 10 hedge funds all came into crypto except for Warren Buffett. So the same thing. Yeah, right. Exactly. And things are changing there as well. But again, that feels passé because now we're seeing countries going on the Bitcoin standard because what are they worried about? They're worried about the risk of the U.S. dollar going into hyperinflation. They're publishing statistics, and these are manipulated statistics of the CPI numbers at 5%, which is insanely high, but that's a number that's not even close to reality. The real number of CPI is, if you kept a consistent basket of goods rather than a manipulated basket of goods, is sitting somewhere between 18 and 21%. Just look at the price of lumber and look at the price of groceries alone, and then add on top of that prices of copper and a lot of other precious metals. They're all going up at an alarming rate. So anybody that thinks that this 5% inflation is just kidding themselves, and 5% is already a really high number, considering that our goal is 2%. So we're at over 150% over our goal rate. So it's it's looking pretty great for alternate stores of value, and so these countries are de-risking themselves by moving away from the U.S. dollar and their reliance on the U.S. dollar, because their entire economy is based off of the U.S. dollar right now, and moving to a Bitcoin standard. So El Salvador being the first, but then Paraguay, Panama, Argentina just came out with some favorable regulation that they're looking at pushing through. Panama was really interesting. Actually, Paraguay was really interesting because they're actually looking at doing a project with PayPal in order to really start the push towards Bitcoin in their country. And obviously, we know that PayPal has been accepting Bitcoin over its payment network for quite some time now. And so there's a lot of amazing positive things. Sorry, I've been talking a lot. So I'll take a break so you can chime in here.
So, well, I see some questions here too. So when is the bear market and when should we get out? Well, I think that just like Min said before, that we should have more of a feeling of a blow off top, as opposed to just stagnating and then slowly dropping, especially in price. I think that's when the bear market would begin. I've personally never been through one, but maybe you can speak to your experience from that.
Well, we only have two other real bull markets to go off the halvening cycles, and so this could be its own beast all on its own. I'm not saying that it can't be, but if we look at the past two halvening cycles, if we follow a more of a 2013 type halvening cycle, our blow off top will not be in September. I've been preaching for quite some time. I've been saying September as to watch for, but it could end up becoming more like a November to January, depending on how long of a reaccumulation phase we get here. And so we could end up with a prolonged bull market. The most important thing, honestly, is to watch the technicals. I am not a technical expert, like I said. I'm pretty poor at them, to be quite honest. I only know them because I watch a lot of technical analysts, and the one that I would recommend the most is Crown's Crypto Cave. He is amazing, and I watch him every night, and I get my support resistance levels from him, and he is really good at saying, you know what, this is now looking like top indicators. And that doesn't mean he's going to call the top, but that means he will tell you when we should start looking to exit the market. And obviously I'll keep you guys updated as well.
What is that, Crown's Crypto?
Crown's Crypto Cave.
I've never even watched it myself.
Yeah, you know what? I'll post a link to it later on. I'll look it up and I'll post a link to it on the chat here. And I'd highly recommend him to anybody that's interested in technical analysis. And every week he does a really great summary as well of the past week. And on his channel, he does every night a full Bitcoin analysis analysis, a full Ethereum analysis.
Oh, nice.
But then he also he does it as an open format, just like this, and he'll also do analysis of any other chart that anybody wants to have a look at as well. So it's an awesome channel. His streams do last for a very long time, but if you just want to watch the first like 20 minutes of it, that's the most important part for an overall market understanding. So yeah, I'll look it up and I'll post the link shortly, you guys.
Cool.
Yeah, and so that's what I'm looking at. Could it still be September? Absolutely. Let's watch the charts over the next number of months, and that's what's going to tell us the answer. Guessing right now is just that. It's purely a guess based off of gut feel and analysis.
What if we bought near the top and I'm down? Any advice?
You know what? Actually,
my quickest one.
Yeah,
my quickest
you know what?
advice would be. Oh, what's up?
No. Go ahead and answer it. I'll answer it differently.
I was gonna say buy more.
Yeah, that's actually part of my answer as well. Like, look, dollar cost average back down, but let me show you something else. It's all about zooming out. I mean, you guys are probably tired of hearing me say this same shit over and over.
When in doubt, zoom out.
It's all about the zooming out. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna bring up. Let's go. You know what? Let's go monthly, just so I can get more data on here. And let's pull it over. Right. Okay.
Woo-hoo!
Okay. Let's just say from here. Let's just say that you had the shittiest luck ever, and you bought the top of the last bull run, December 17th.
19K.
Yeah. What happened? Well, 4 years later, you got to join this insane run all the way up here.
Mm-hmm.
Even if you're still holding, and even after the big drop, you are still up. What is that? That's a 75% increase, right? So you're still doing great. Let's say, I mean, during this, this is the one token scam where they pushed prices pretty high up, and it got all the way up to a 14,000, and then dropped all the way down to a low of like high 3,000s. Well, 14,000. Just look, it's all about time in the market. If you spend enough time in the market, you will never be down, right? And if we even look at it slightly differently, let's take it at a weekly chart. Like if you look at every one of these tops and bottoms, they always come back, right? Every one of these moves, like if you bought the top here and then watched it drop off here, well, 42,000 down to 27, but around 28,000. Yeah, that's a horrible feeling. But you know what? 2 weeks later, we were at 49,000, far surpassing your purchase price, right? And every time you have these drops, it comes back higher. Do I think that this is going to be the end? No. So even if you did buy here, just wait. I mean, I don't know how many months we're going to have in a reaccumulation. I have strong indications to July being a great month. And I'll talk a lot more about that as we get into some more of the fundamental things that are coming up on the Bitcoin calendar, or not the Bitcoin calendar, on the actual crypto calendar itself. But there are some really amazing things that are going to be coming through. And so it's about time in the market. So if you feel like you bought the top, well, buy the new bottom and then average down. And as we go, you'll see that your portfolio will bounce back from that.
I think something that we need to touch on though, especially with people who are in it, like, let's be honest, like you really need to ask yourself, why did I initially get into this market? Why did I jump into crypto? Is it that you actually believe in the future of finance and the way we go about our lives is going to be completely involved with digital currency, cryptocurrency, or did I just get in this to get rich? Okay. Like I'm not going to lie to you. Like I got into it at first because I'm like, oh, okay, I can just put $1,000 in. I'm going to make like 10,000 in a year. Like of course I'm going to get in, but at the same time, if there's a specific timeline that you in your mind have, because even everything that we can say, it's all speculation. Why? Because it hasn't happened yet. And everything from this point on, like as much news and TA and everything that comes into this, like we're still guessing. So if you can't stomach and see your portfolio go down that much, like, to be honest, I don't know if you should be in crypto, because if you don't have a broad vision of what the future of that you truly believe that cryptocurrency is going to be a part of, then you're probably in it for the wrong reasons. Not that making a boatload of money is a bad thing, but it is tougher to stomach when we experience market volatility like we are right now.
That's absolutely true, and that's the reason why I get so excited about hearing things like what's happening in El Salvador, because that is what crypto was made for. I mean, yeah, we can benefit up here in some pretty amazing ways as well through the protection of our wealth by being in an asset like Bitcoin over fiat dollars that are just being inflated away and losing their value day over day. But think about it from the perspective of somebody that has no access to even bank accounts. In El Salvador, over 70% of people do not have access to bank accounts. And so what does that mean? They have no ability to get loans. They have no ability to join the economy. They have no ability to get ahead. They have no ability to change their family's life circumstances. But now everybody with a cell phone or an internet connection can have a bank, can access microloans. I've not talked about this enough, but the microloans that are happening through cryptocurrencies in Africa has been phenomenal. Like, if you see the impact that is made on people's lives down there, it's absolutely mind-blowing, because we can't do that through traditional finance. Banks aren't going to sit there and open up their 50,000-page reports and KYC and all this kind of stuff for somebody that's asking for 150 Canadian dollars worth of loan. It's just not worth it for them. But guess what? $150 in Africa is a lot of money, and it's more money than a lot of people will ever see. And that's enough for them to start up a business down there and be contributing members to the economy and change their family's life circumstance. And so these are the types of things that are happening, and that's why I get so excited seeing this happen at not here in North America, but at a grassroots level down in El Salvador and South America, where people are really suffering. And my personal prediction is that we're going to start seeing countries in Africa next. I actually thought Africa was going to be first, but South America beat them to it. But I think it's amazing, the impact that that's going to have on those people's lives. It's unparalleled to what's happening here. So yes, of course it hurts. Of course it hurts to lose money in the short term. But that's why I mentioned earlier. I look at my value in Bitcoin value. Looking at it in fiat dollars, sure, it could feel good when it's going up. It could feel bad when it's going down. But at the end of the day, I trust my Bitcoin value. I don't trust my fiat value.
So I think one thing that we also want to touch on is how to, and for people who are a little bit more active in the market and let's say they do kind of believe in where the future of cryptocurrency is going, but obviously they don't want to stomach all that pain and red candles and deal with all of that. I think a good way is, especially if you are up a ridiculous amount of money and you got in early, just like a lot of people and even myself, you just got to take profits like going up.
That's actually a great lesson to learn.
You have to, and I learned the hard way.
We all do.
Okay. I took micro profits when, like, for example, when Link hit $48, I was like, oh man, I'm gonna take some profits now and whatever. And then guess what? Link went up to $52, and then I was kicking myself. I'm like, oh, I shouldn't have taken profits, blah, blah, blah. And then guess what? Link just took a death drop to, like, I don't know, 20, 22, 25.
Yeah.
But now I feel like a boss because I took profits at $48. Right? So even taking small profits, if you 2x your money, come on, you could, like, you're not going to do that in any traditional finance or like your bank right now. So you just need to take profits going up and get rid of your greed. You you got to just slowly take profits, set a certain amount or set a certain percent that you just take off the table every month. If this is not the ultimate end game for you, then you need to take profits. And for me, not every dollar I'm investing is like, I'm not going to just leave in crypto. I will take out some fiat into some Canadian, because that I believe that we're going there, but we're not there yet, and we won't be for a few years at least. So until full adoption, then I'm still going to be pulling out fiat, and that way I can still take profits, still feel good about myself. And when you have death drops, then you could even use that extra profits to just buy back in at lower.
Yeah, we all talk about diamond hands like it's a thing of pride, and I'm terrible at this because I'm really bad at taking profits. I love to invest in projects and say, no, look, I believe. I don't want to sell this, but like these types of things are great reminders, Brad. You're absolutely right. That's taking some profits. It helps cure these drops, because sitting on a little bag of USDT allows you to feel good about buying these dips and not having to buy the dips by continuing to reinvest in the markets.
Right.
Yeah. All right. So I did in the chat just post a link to Crown's Crypto Cave. So it's one of his very first technical analysis videos. But just go onto his channel and just subscribe and watch his analysis nightly. Okay, we got a bunch of questions here that we're super behind on.
I think we're at VIX, Bitcoin dominance.
Okay, so the way that the market cycles money is always from the biggest to the smallest. And so you're going to notice that if you have a large bag of altcoins, your Bitcoin value of your account has probably suffered in the last little while, just because of the fact that when there is market volatility, there is a flight to security. And what is most secure? Well, being in dollars is most secure, but after that, it's being involved in the biggest, because they're the safest, and that's Bitcoin and Ethereum. And so your altcoins, they're not going to see a recovery until we start seeing a little bit of ranging and maybe some upward movement in Bitcoin, because Bitcoin is always going, not always, but it is right now going to move the market. So when Bitcoin drops, altcoins are going to suffer more. When Bitcoin goes up, altcoins are going to go up more, right? And I don't see that changing, not for this market cycle. Will you have some standouts like a Matic out over the last 3 months? Absolutely. But I mean, unless you're in one of those little gems, they're all going to follow the same patterns.
Bitcoin is king.
It certainly is.
But not for long.
Yet Solana and Link are on the way. Okay, so that was about Bitcoin dominance. Oh, you know what? I want to answer that just slightly more fully. The other thing that you will see in altcoins is you'll see little mini cycles in altcoins as well. We've seen the DeFi wave. We saw the NFT wave. We saw the insurance play wave. We saw the platform wave with all of the different platforms that are competing with Ethereum. And it's a matter of what's coming next. We even saw the Oracle wave with all the Link competitors. So what's coming next? Honestly, I don't know, but what I don't, this is where I'll get into a little bit of the calendar type stuff. What I do know is the next wave that I'm looking at is the Polkadot and Kusama wave, because the parachain elections are coming up on June 15th. Yeah, so if anybody's involved in any of those little hidden gems that we've been posting about Kusama, which is the parachain to Polkadot, Polkadot being the main relay frame, those elections are about to start happening, and they're going to happen in 5 days from now. So please do not fall asleep in this market. There is so much exciting stuff happening. So stay in it and stay excited about it. And if I was going to invest in something right now, I would be looking at some of those higher potential Polkadot projects and Kusama projects. Akala being one of them.
Ooh, dropping some hints.
Yeah. What's your things? What's your thinking?
Yeah, that's a big it's a big event coming up too, and then we also have ETH, July 14th, the EIP 1559,
and that's why I think July is going to be an amazing month, because yeah, absolutely, that is a huge deal. That is going to take ETH to a deflationary supply, guys. If you thought that the run that we had was amazing for Ethereum, it's nothing compared to what's supposed to happen. If you think about the institutional adoption, which has actually been proven to show that people are moving from Bitcoin to Ethereum. Not saying go sell your Bitcoin, guys, and buy Ethereum, but because Bitcoin is still king. But honestly, there is a lot of there's a lot of excitement behind Ethereum, because people are starting to understand what you can build on Ethereum, and the whole world of DeFi is essentially built on Ethereum. And yeah, some of it's going to slip over into Solana, into Polkadot, into Cardano, into Avalanche, into the Cosmos Atom. But at the end of the day, Ethereum was number one, and not everybody's just going to jump ship just because there's this new fancier platform that they can jump into now. That's maybe a little faster, maybe a little more efficient, a little lower in fees. Yeah, all of those things are true, and all of those things are pretty great. But Ethereum is still number one, and it's always going to hold value because of that. But mind you, Blockbuster was number one, and so they're not around either. So unless the big difference though between Blockbuster and Ethereum is Ethereum has the largest developer community by a long shot. It is like a 10-to-1 to find the next biggest developer community. So are those developers all going to just leave and say, oh, hey, look, Cardano is smart contracts are ready, which is happening also in July, by the way, another catalyst for July. No, it's not going to happen. It will some of them? Absolutely. So just watch what happens, right? But I think all are going to do tremendously well. I don't think that there's going to be any losers. I think there are going to be a lot of winners. Sorry, I went off on a major tangent. I hope that answered the question about when are the altcoins going to start doing well again. Well, I gave you some events about Polkadot, Kusama, Cardano, ETH. Just
lots
watch
of
for
stuff
it.
To come.
And as the DeFi market goes, will the oracles market. And so I actually do think that we're going to see another summer of DeFi, and that summer of DeFi is going to drive a summer of insurance products again. I've been very big on insurance products. I know that they've been suffering like crazy.
Black title.
But yeah, oh my God, yes. Man, I'm still holding that bag, but that's okay. I still believe in it, because you know what? I've been watching what they've been developing, and what they've been developing is awesome. It is a real product, and all of that is eventually going to yield real results. Right?
Sweet.
Okay.
What small caps you guys? I think in July, especially with the Binance NFT marketplace opening up, NFTs are going to have its run. It had that crazy run right before the entire market took a little dip. But I think that with the launch of the Binance marketplace with NFTs, July will be. I guess everything's happening in July.
Exactly. Like I said, there are a lot of market catalysts for July. And yeah, you're right. NFTs, there are a lot of really great plays. Like, you know what? I know that we've all talked about Super in the group chat. And I'm going to speak to the group chat just because it seems like almost everybody on here is part of that group chat. Super has had a major drop. Ecomia, a major drop off. So those are some great opportunities. I think there are many others.
There's tons.
We could talk.
We couldn't pick a specific one.
Yeah.
If I were going to tell you my favorites, my opinion only, just Super, Omi, and ERN. Those are my favorites. That's not an NFT, yo.
No. And welcome to the stream, Vanessa. Sorry, we're really far behind here.
CBDC.
All right. CBDCs. Opinion on CBDCs, impact on the crypto market, in particular, U.S. Central Bank versus Bank of Canada and Bank of Canada. I think CBDCs are an inevitability. I don't think that that we're going to all of a sudden skip over CBDCs and just go straight to a Bitcoin standard. However, do most people understand that CBDCs are basically exactly the same as fiat, and in my opinion, substantially worse, giving the government the level of control and tracking that they would have with a CBDC over a anonymous fiat system is quite substantial. They can literally freeze people out of the economy. Just look at what banks are doing. I just had a friend earlier today that was trying to invest in Bitcoin after having a conversation with him. And he banks with TD Bank. And he's just like, hey, I sent this e-transfer like 3 times and it keeps getting rejected. And I'm like, oh man, that sucks. It's TD Bank doesn't actually allow transfers to crypto exchanges. So I told him, like, either open up an RBC account, which I use, and I know that they do allow crypto exchanges, or go to a crypto ATM, unfortunately, and just take cash with you and go buy your Bitcoin there. It sucks. It's not the way it should be. And if we had CBDCs, just prepare for that to be a lot worse. Also prepare for instant taxation as well, because that's what the governments have always wanted. It's always been a dream of every government to be able to instantly tax people based off of any transaction that they actually have. And with the CBDC, they would be able to absolutely do that, and wouldn't be this whole year-end tax that catches you up at the end. So CBDCs, they're an inevitability. The good thing about a CBDC, though, is that it puts a digital wallet as a mandatory thing in everybody's hands. And so when people get used to having a CBDC wallet, then they'll be like, oh, well, why am I holding all these Canadian dollars in this digital wallet? Why don't I just hold some Bitcoin in this wallet instead? Because Bitcoin is holding its value a lot better than these CBDC dollars that I have. And so what ends up happening? Well, I mean, we all have savings accounts versus checking accounts, and we get a tiny bit more interest in a savings account. Well, maybe your savings account becomes Bitcoin or Ethereum or something like that, and your day-to-day transactional account is the CBDC, right? Because that works well. I mean, CBDC works very well right now. I mean, we can go with cash anywhere we want and buy whatever we want right now. So yeah, I think it will inevitably be a part of our markets. And every G20 nation right now is either in trial with a CBDC or has already brought one out, such as China. Right. John, have you seen Max Kaiser's video ripping a $10 bill?
No idea what
Any
that
thoughts around that? I'm concerned with this level of fanaticism, religious mindset into Bitcoin. Yeah, you know what, John? Max Kaiser is, I love Max Kaiser. He is a fanatic, absolutely, but you have to take everything into context. Max Kaiser is a guy that's been involved in Bitcoin since Bitcoin was $1, and he has a lot of Bitcoin. But on top of that, he is a guy that comes from traditional finance, made a great name for himself because he was very successful. He also has created a brand, and his brand is his craziness and his fanaticism. And so he has to maintain that. I mean, I don't know if you guys watched the video that I posted about Max Kaiser coming out as part of the Bitcoin conference that just happened. And he was like, he comes out and he's screaming at the top of his lungs, F Elon, and everyone's going crazy about it. That's why you have a guy like Max Kaiser, because he is an absolute Bitcoin maxi, and he is a great ambassador because he will blow anybody up with his energy. But he doesn't just have energy, he does have a lot of facts. He doesn't believe anything outside of Bitcoin should ever exist. But I think that's more his brand that he's protecting than what he actually believes. He's a really smart guy. I have no concerns with this level of fanaticism. I personally love it. Does it make the space look immature? Maybe. But I mean, you have a guy like Jim Cramer who's equally fanatical about the stock market. Has that destroyed the stock market? Do we think negatively about him because he has passion? Not really. Right? So I have no concerns. Is Matt Kaiser a little crazy? Yeah. Do I love it?
I think everyone has to be a little crazy to be investing into this
Hell yeah.
voodoo internet money that everyone's talking about, right?
Exactly. Can you explain the skepticism with stablecoins these days? Can you be a little more specific about that, Johnny?
Well, maybe it might be like the USDT FUD and the one-to-one back.
Oh yeah, possibly. Yeah, look, I prefer USDC over USDT, although USDC is not as liquid, so I still use USDT more often.
The only crappy thing is that USDC doesn't pair with a lot of stuff if you're gonna try and jump back in and buy. So I have my stack of USDC that I'm kind of just chilling with, but I do have a nice little stack of USDT that I've taken profits from previous trades with. That's just ready to trade because almost everything pairs with USDT.
It does, yeah.
Yeah.
But
it is the USDT.
Yeah, USDT FUD. So the USDT FUD. Bitfinex is the company that created USDT. Bitfinex, I'm not going to lie, has a lot of bad actors as executives for the company. I mean, there are ties to cartel that are out there. I don't want to talk about this stuff very often, but I have done a bit of a deep dive in them, and I've watched a lot of stuff and read a lot of stuff about them. There are some characters that I wish weren't there. Because that does introduce risk to our entire community. However, they did just undergo an audit, and after that audit, they were allowed to continue doing business just as they are. So I don't know what they did. I don't know what the discussions were in the background. They can't operate in New York, but they're allowed to operate anywhere else in the world. So have we passed the FUD? I don't know if we're ever really past the FUD. I mean, when you have shady people, you have shady people.
Mm-hmm.
Do I believe that USDT is an imminent risk like it was maybe 6 to 8 months ago? No. I feel just fine with USDT at this point in time, just because they did pass the audit. And you know, when you pass an audit like that, you get a little bit of leeway for the next little while because you passed an audit. So I think we're okay. Do I like them? No, absolutely not. I do think that there is risk behind them. I just don't think that risk is going to bother us at this moment in time. I don't think that's going to cause a market drop anytime soon. The 4 things that could cause crypto to crash. Yeah, and one of them happened just earlier this week, right? That was why I posted the caution about what was going on with the FBI and the whole the pipeline situation with all the ransomware that was collected in Bitcoin. I really hated the way that article was written. It was so ambiguous. I think it was done on purpose just to create some extra level of FUD in the market. I mean, I with all my heart don't believe that the crypto networks, the private keys, can just be cracked.
Mm-hmm.
We don't have right now technology that would allow that to happen in any reasonable way. With supercomputers, maybe someday. But by then, we have some of the smartest people working in this space. We'll have some other security means that'll make it even possible for supercomputers. But with our current technology, it's easier to break into any government website. It's easier to break into any bank website than it is to any crypto private wallet. It's never happened. And so when they came out and said what they did, as I was watching it so carefully, I'm like, did they really do this? Did they really break into a crypto wallet, a private key? No, they didn't. But then I start thinking about, what are the words behind the words? Because that's always what it's about. It's about
Continue.
Sorry, I just saw somebody post something on the chat. Not my favorite projects. But anyways, just coming back on topic here. What are the words behind the words? Ultimately, what was the FBI able to do? They were able to use Block Explorer to see the public key of this wallet, and then through that public key, we're able to verify that a hosted server had a private key on it, and they were able to access the wallet from there. I think the whole thing is fishy, to be honest. What hacker, knowing what can happen on a hacker by being hacked, would leave their private key on a hosted server, not in the printed vault or something like that, but leave it on a hosted server? Seems inconceivable. Also, what hacker wouldn't have run this through a washing service to make it a little more difficult than just a one-to-one? Oh, here's the Etherscan address that it was pushed through, and here's the one that was received to, one-to-one. Just doesn't add up. So I started thinking, well, what's the narrative behind it? What are they actually trying to do? Well, there's been a lot of positive things coming out of the US in terms of their regulation recently and their verbiage around discussions of crypto. And maybe they're trying to build a case to say that crypto is actually traceable. It is not just used for illegal activities because you can get away with it, apparently. But it's actually better for better for the FBI if criminals did use Bitcoin, because it's traceable and it'd be easy to find them, and it's easier to make a case against them, as opposed to having a suitcase full of dollars. Like if these pipeline guys got a suitcase full of dollars from somebody, I mean, unless they were marked bills and somehow were traced back, they would have never been caught, right? But with a Bitcoin wallet, they were able to go back and trace it. I can't see anything negative. If they actually did crack the private keys, yeah, that'd be a major negative. But based off of everything that's happened, I don't see anything negative. That's just me personally speaking. And with all of the things that are happening in terms of the positivity in the American markets behind Bitcoin and crypto and mining, I think that they may actually be trying to push a more positive narrative. Also, do remember, Joe Biden has a lot of connections to crypto, and not just in his backers for his actual election with the FT exchange and Alameda Group, but also one of his key advisors actually has a substantial amount of his wealth in cryptocurrencies. That just came out the other day. So I think that there's a lot of positive things that are happening there. On the same breath, China has just banned crypto mining in 3 of its provinces, while Texas and Florida are welcoming them with open arms with renewable energy sources, creating clean Bitcoin. Right, and we can actually see through the Block Explorer with the actual private keys what Bitcoins were mined where. And so there's a lot of people that are giving a higher value to these types of Bitcoins, the ones that are mined with clean energy.
Did you see was it mining with volcanic?
Oh my God, yeah, that was amazing. Yeah, 90,000 BTUs of power coming out of the ground on a constant flow, and they're going to build a crypto mining facility around this thing because it's going to power the whole thing with what? Hot air. It's amazing. It's amazing. Like, I mean, this is what I mean by some of the brightest minds are in this space. Not only that, if you think about it, innovation is always born out of necessity. Yeah, the Bitcoin network takes up a lot of power right now, but we have transitioned to a 70% clean environment at this point, meaning 70% renewable energy. And that's only going to go up because people are interested in this being a sustainable source.
So I guess okay, well, besides the cream pie,
I don't even know the cream pie project.
Listen, there are so many opportunities and ways to make money in crypto.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of things that we call shit coins, which like are literally pump and dumps. They have no case use, and it can make you like a 50x in an hour. Like it's definitely possible. Do I play those? Very rarely, but I do play them. But I'm ready to literally lose my entire stack that I put in it.
Yeah.
So it's not like we can call or anything with those. Those are just like you might as well just play. Go to the casino.
It's gambling. It's straight gambling. And is gambling fun? Of course it is.
Especially if you
Of course
win.
it is. It's yeah. And if you don't have any use case and you're going based off of a meme, yeah, you can do absolutely
But
great.
look at
I mean,
Dogecoin.
Exactly. Look at Doge. Look at Shiba Coin. And Cumrocket did insane. Like if anybody was involved in the right, exactly. If anybody was involved in these projects at the right time and held those, I mean, you made millions off of $1,000 investment. Like that's a lot of money. I don't care who you are. That's a ton of money. And so yeah, you can do very well with them. Do I give any advice on them? Absolutely not. Play at your own risk. I mean, it's basically taking your stack of chips and putting them on the roulette wheel. If you hit, congratulations.
So I guess what would everyone do next to prepare if we are kind of guessing if this isn't the end of the bull market? What should people be doing right now, do you think?
I'll give I want the t-shirts.
Oh
there you go. You got some fans. Maybe that should be your next t-shirt.
Rocket millionaires.
Okay, so just coming back to your question, Brennan, because I think it's a really great question. And it's actually what I've been doing a lot of more recently. Is anytime you have a big pullback like this, it gives you the opportunity to get into some projects that you may have missed or didn't get enough of an allocation into. Hey, Vimmel, looks like he's done his practice. I guess he's on his way back. So I was involved in Matic very early on, and when Mark Cuban came out with his announcement and pumped Matic all the way back into the over $2 range, I pulled some profit. And what did I do? I redistributed all that profit into some other projects that I felt like I missed out on, and had way too small an allocation in. And so rebalancing your portfolio is the number one thing that you can do right now, in my opinion, because that is going to yield you the greatest returns. Investing in great projects right now, while there's extreme fear in the market, is the best thing you can do. I know it, even for myself, some days I just want to put my head in the sand and say, crypto doesn't exist for the next week, because I can't stand to watch these losses anymore. I know it's still coming back. I just can't watch this anymore because emotionally it sucks. But the best opportunities come from rebalancing and investing in really, really hard hit projects that you know are producing. Title Finance being one of them. Like, I mean, I know what they're doing. They're doing amazing things. So that's why it's important to stay plugged in. All right, so that's my advice, is to rebalance your portfolios at this time. Get into those projects that you thought ran away from you, and have the allocation that you'd be happy to have in that project. Looking back at it. Holders 1 month ago, probably in our best interest to be holders now, to ride it back and then take profits then? Or am I being too greedy, taking some profits now?
I mean, you can't go broke taking profits.
No.
But at the same time, it's like that's up to how risk averse you are, in yourself. I know Vic and I trade pretty frequently, and we're in and out pretty frequently. Yeah. So use your skills and expertise to make a decision. And this isn't just for Vic, this is for everyone. Yeah. If you feel a certain way, you need to ask yourself why you feel that and why you are making this certain decision. Okay. And if you're investing into something that you don't know anything about, then maybe you should just get more educated about it, or get out of the game, or get out of that game, get out of that coin, right? You just need to educate yourself in a way where you can live with yourself the end result.
Yeah. Absolutely true. And thanks, Johnny. It was great to have you.
Sorry, Shrimp Paste, your alibi is safe.
But no, it's true. Like, I mean, honestly, taking profits after a big drop off like this, it's hard. It's emotionally hard, because at that moment in time, you're either accepting the loss or accepting a substantially diminished return. That's why it's important to take profits on the way up. And it's there's no perfect answer there. We all wish we sold the top at $64,000.
We wish we all
bought
sold it
that.
on our last AMA.
Yeah.
If we
that would've been
said
great.
everyone go to your wallets and sell right now,
Yeah.
we would be the smartest two people on this planet.
Our subscriber list would be huge. We'd be geniuses. Well, we're still geniuses, right? No.
Of course.
All right, we're about an hour into this, and so I'm just going to give everybody a couple of minutes to post any final questions on here. Nobody would have shrimp paste. I mean, honestly.
Back then, we were all moon boys.
Of course, but still moon boys.
ETH is at $4,000. It's only going to go to 8.
Yeah. Buy now.
What have I said?
You know what the funny thing is that that's actually true. It's insane. Like anytime any of the people that I follow post anything negative saying that, oh yeah, just watch out for some turbulence, we could hit these lower targets, people are just so enraged. It's just like anybody has any real control? No, we're just doing our best out here to give you our thoughts. Nobody can predict the market. I wish I could. Trust me, that'd be amazing. But no, all we're doing is just giving you our best thoughts. That's why when we came out here and started, both Brendan and I think that we will see one more shakeout. I hope it doesn't happen. Look, I really
it could
I really
not
don't
happen
want
too.
Yeah.
That could have been the shakeout already.
Yeah, it could have. I mean, down to 31,000, maybe it was. Maybe that was the springboard event. I hope it was. I don't want to see another massive drop off. I'm not sitting on as much USDT anymore. I definitely already reinvested all of that, and I'm fine with the decision I made. So I sold at 3.5, trying to catch the top FOMO back in those threes. And that's the kind of thing we all do, you know. At least you did buy,
but
back
at least
slightly lower.
Yeah, you got more. You got more ETH than you previously had.
Exactly. So
Still a win.
I say congratulations, Vic. Your ETH value is higher than it once was, right? And like I said, looking at your sorry, shrimp paste. Having the mindset of looking at things in value and ETH value and whatever other value you choose to use, but I wouldn't go outside of those two, is far more stable in terms of your mentality. And those are two things that I trust substantially more than US dollar value or Canadian dollar value.
Cool. Well, I think no more questions.
Everybody gotten bored of us now?
Yeah, there's only 6 people left here. So
you guys are troopers. Amazing. Thank you for being here. This was awesome. It was super fun again. And
hopefully our next AMA is when we're at 60K and
60K subscribers.
No.
60 million. Thanks for joining us, everyone. Vanessa, our pleasure. Look forward to seeing you this weekend.
Of course.
Thanks, Shrimp Paste. Get your bike ready. It's time to go ride and not look at the charts.
Nice.
Anyways, thanks everyone. Peace out. Have a great night.